a little bit behind the others, but nothing to it as they come to the first, and Coombe Hill on the near side. Looks as though he's going to land in the lead. Coombe Hill from the Grey Monk and Grange Break and General Crack, and they're all safely over the first, with Coombe Hill the leader. Going up into second, Low Stragoni. Then comes the Grey Monk and Grange Break, and on the inside, Old Bridge, between horses, Feathered Gale, General Crack, and Midnight Caller. The back marker, Challenger Duluc, over the third, and Coombe Hill lands in the lead from Low Stragoni, all safely over the third. Then the Grey Monk, Grange Break on the outside, Old Bridge on the inner, and then Feathered Gale and General Crack just in behind them, and behind General Crack is Midnight Caller. And then Dexter Dove and Couldn't Be Better, and finally Challenger Duluc. Coming to the fifth now, Coombe Hill and Jamie Osborne. Jump It, clear of Low Stragoni in second. Just in behind them, the Grey Monk and Grange Break nearest to us. Close up now of Coombe Hill, this former point-to-pointer from Low Stragoni in second. Then comes Grange Break and the Grey Monk as they swing left-handed and make their way towards the cross fence. Just in behind the lead, General Crack and Old Bridge, and then comes Dexter Dove and Feathered Gale. Challenger Duluc is still quite some way last now as they jump the sixth. Coombe Hill still, but Grange Break going up on the outside. The bottom weight, Low Stragoni, very close to the pace. Right over on the far rail is Coombe Hill, who's been overtaken now by Low Stragoni, and on the near side, Grange Break, these two. Then comes the Grey Monk and General Crack as they come to the first in the straight now. Another plain fence, number 7, before the next open ditch. Low Stragoni lands in the lead from Grange Break in second. The Grey Monk travelling powerfully in third. Over on the far side, Coombe Hill. This is the second of the ditches now. Low Stragoni over on the far side lands in the lead from Grange Break, little between the two. They're all safely over it. The Grey Monk is in third. Coombe Hill is in fourth. Feathered Gale for Ireland 5 just in behind him. Over the next, Low Stragoni and Grange Break. Grange Break, in fact, landed just in the lead. Still last is Challenger Duluc. Grange Break and Low Stragoni disputing it from the Grey Monk as they come down to number 10 of the 21 fences. This'll be the last next time round. Grange Break landed in the lead from Low Stragoni on the far side, running powerfully on the near side, the Grey Monk. Then comes Coombe Hill. Then Old Bridge and General Crack and Feathered Gale and Dexter Dove and Couldn't Be Better, last year's winner. Then Midnight Caller, and finally Challenger Duluc. Over the water it was Grange Break who landed in the lead from Coombe Hill, who's gone back into second. Low Stragoni on the inside, little between these three. Grey Monk sitting there quietly stalking those three leaders. In fourth place, Tony Dobbin, as they swing left-handed to go out into the country in this 40th running of the Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup. And as they race towards the next fence, Coombe Hill is back with a fraction advantage from Low Stragoni in second, coming to the 12th. Then comes Grange Break, Old Bridge on the inside, the Grey Monk on the far side, then General Crack, then Feathered Gale, Dexter Dove, Couldn't Be Better. Challenger Duluc is still the back marker, but there's not more than 8 lengths between first and last over the third ditch. And there, Low Stragoni made a fractional mistake. It was Grey Monk on the far side with Grange Break. Grange Break on the far side. On the near side, as we see them now, is the Grey Monk. Going back up there to join him is Coombe Hill on the inside. General Crack is just in behind the lead with Old Bridge. And Challenger Duluc has gone at that one. And there it was Coombe Hill and the Grey Monk. Coombe Hill on the inside of the Grey Monk. This is 6 fences from home. Coombe Hill and the Grey Monk pretty well together, 6 out. Coombe Hill on the inside of the Grey Monk. These two with Grange Break in third. General Crack is in 4. They begin to swing left-handed now to make their way towards the cross fence. And as they do so, still up front, Coombe Hill with the Grey Monk. Racing towards the cross fence now. Coombe Hill on the inside of the Grey Monk. General Crack very close to them in third. Low Stragoni also still in contention, and Grain Bridge. The Grey Monk landed in the lead there from Coombe Hill. General Crack, Old Bridge, and Grange Break right up there with them too. They've got 4 left to jump. Midnight Callers making a little bit of ground from the rear. Coming down to the 4th last fence now. And it's the Grey Monk with the advantage. Dextra Dove, the Grey, is coming there towards the stand side. Grange Break is still well in contention. The Grey Monk landed in the lead there from Grange Break in second. Then Low Stragoni and Coombe Hill. These 4 ahead of Dextra Dove and Old Bridge coming to the final ditch. 3 out now. And it's the Grey Monk and Tony Dobbin who land clear of the bottom weight. Grange Break coming down now towards the 2nd last fence, and as they do so, it's the Grey Monk with the advantage. The Grey Monk lands in the lead. Renewing his challenge is Coombe Hill over on the far side. It's Coombe Hill coming to challenge the Grey Monk. Coombe Hill on the far side under Jamie Osborne has taken the advantage as they come down to the final fence. It's Coombe Hill, the leader from the Grey Monk. Coombe Hill lands 2 lengths clear. Grange Break is a faller at the last. Low Stragoni is back in third. It's Coombe Hill, this former point-to-point winner, striding away from the Grey Monk as they race up into the closing stages of the Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup, and Coombe Hill has won it from the Grey Monk in second. Low Stragoni is third. It's going to be very close for 4th, with Midnight Caller just getting up to be 4th ahead of Dextra Dove. Then came Feathered Gale, then last year's winner Couldn't Be Better, and then Old Bridge. And finally General Crack, and those are the only finishers. And so the result of the 1996 Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup is first, number 9, Coombe Hill, owned by Mrs. Jill Dennis, trained by Walter Dennis at Bude in Cornwall, and ridden by Jamie Osborne, sitting on this horse for the very first time in his life. He won it also in 1990 on Arctic Calls. Second was number 5, the favourite, the Grey Monk, owned by Mr. Alistair Duff, trained by Gordon Richards and ridden by Tony Dobbin. Third was number 2, Low Stragoni, owned by Mrs. Sylvia Clegg, trained by Tom Tate and ridden by Charlie Swan. And fourth was number 8, Midnight Caller, owned by Michael and Jerry Worcester, trained by Noel Chance and ridden by Mick Fitzgerald. This is the winner, Coombe Hill.
Yes, the story of the race is perhaps, Richard, that they didn't go a great gallop, but didn't Coombe Hill jump beautifully there. Lovely to see a horse in front with his ears pricked. Just early here, you see the horse at the back of your picture is the Grey Monk that goes on to be second. He just makes a resemblance of a mistake there. Up long, just paddles through it, and Tony Dobbin, beautiful horsemanship there. Just let the horse have his head and not pull him about. At the back of the picture there is Challenger Luck, who was really switched off by Norman Williamson to get the trip. But as I say, they're not going very fast early on. And to qualify that, you've got Grange Break still, who sometimes gets under pressure a little bit when they're going a good gallop, is right up there and jumping well. But look at the Grey Monk here, cantering on the inside, is still with his ears pricked, is the winner, Coombe Hill. And now at the back of your picture you can see Challenger Luck coming to the fence sideways. Oh, that is a horrible fall. I hope that they are both all right. I haven't heard any news. We'll give it to you as soon as we possibly can.
Well, as they turned for home and came to this last ditch here, the Grey Monk absolutely stood off it. But there is little Grange Break banging contention right on the heels. Look to the right of the picture, it's the eventual winner, Coombe Hill. Low Stragoni just in behind the Grey here and going well. And the other Grey, Dextra Dove, has put up a marvellous performance. But little Grange Break hanging on marvellously. At this stage, the Grey Monk, it had looked as if he was going to go away and win. And all of a sudden, Oz gives Coombe Hill a smack, and it's electric.
And what we talk about in Enclosure, just watch him jump this one. Look again, his ears pricked, beautiful. I mean, that just shows you how well he's going to jump the race lap. But on Grange Break, just getting I really poor David Walsh after that. But what I was trying to say here is look how he gets his belly close to the ground when he gallops, really extend. I mean, that looks a good horse, doesn't he, galloped in the line there.
Absolutely. I must just tell you, Charlie Brooks tried to buy half a share in this horse last night, you know, for 60 grand, I believe the money was, and Walter Dennis refused it. Well, what a bold move to make for, you know, someone who farms for a living to do that. This is the great thing about steeplechasing, that a man from Bude who farms, dairy farmer, can come up here and beat the best of the giant trainers.
And the other story to this is there's Jamie Osborne doing his Frankie Dettori impression, but the other story here is that poor old Jamie got a bit of a slagging last year for his ride on Rough Quest in this race, so funny how history comes round again. He's got a chance of winning. And my commiserations to Jimmy Frost, who's sat at home watching this race with broken ribs, who, if it hadn't been for those ribs, would have been on this horse today.
Well, I should think half the West Country's come up today, because the reception afforded to him coming in then was marvellous, as good as anything you could understand. There is Walter